Hummel's interpretation of Winter Master's Trumpet is absolutely fantastic, the Trumpet Concerto. And you can't deny that man's skill, and it really is quite inspiring to listen to it. And I wish I could play like that. I actually tried to do, I played the piano at one stage, and then I tried other instruments, but I found it far easier to play the record player than that, unfortunately. So I didn't actually continue. But really, when I hear these things, and when YouTube has enabled us to see all this for free. I mean, in the past it cost you pounds and pounds to even get the record, never mind seeing it. And this is the most fantastic thing. People are so blasé about the inventions of today, and the fact that I can do this and you can see it and free, and other people can do their stuff. They're so blasé about it, I just can't believe it. And I would like to also point out that in our lives today, we stood on the precipice, and very rarely do I actually talk to people who in actual fact do not feel that we are standing on the edge of some sort of precipice of disaster. Because when we look around and we see what's going on in the Middle East, and the fact that Iran is getting all these rockets and missiles, and she today has those same rockets and missiles that North Korea has. And to me that is frightening, absolutely frightening, because when I get my globe and I put my hand on that globe, and I measured from, because they say they can shoot from now from North Korea, and they go across Japan, of course, which Japan won't be happy about. Of course she isn't. And it can hit the west coast of America with those rockets. Now apparently, if you take your other hand and you take that same stretch and you take it from Iran, it shoots right across Europe, across Britain, across Ireland, Iceland, and it can hit Newfoundland on this side. So we suddenly are all under threat, because apparently those rockets have been found and seen in Iran now. So just by saying it can hit Israel is not the truth any longer. It is not the truth, and Iran gets that bomb. Every city in Europe is now under threat, and we can only hope that we have the defenses to stop them. Yet I see America now has withdrawn that. But another thing that I'd like to say is that all this situation has been laid out for thousands of years, and this whole scenario, in my 60 years, the last 40 odd of them, it's been like sitting on a train going from station to station that you start at Waterloo, and then you hit Clapham, and then you hit the next one, and so you keep on going, and you know that those things are there. And I would honestly say that we need to understand that these things are not being taught. On top of this, you've got people who, like one man, or Kathleen Kenyon, for instance, got up and said the Bible is wrong. That had headlines like that throughout the newspapers. And she said because the walls of Jericho fell down so many years ago, 400 years before the Bible did, therefore it's wrong. Only a few years later, for another archaeologist to say, Kathleen Kenyon was wrong. She was digging in the wrong area. Because the area she was digging was the poor part of the city, when in actual fact she should be digging in the new part. And how they identify these things, for instance, certain vases at various eras of certain things were circulating, so if it wasn't under the wall, well, it missed it. But if it was under the wall, well, the walls were still standing at that time until they fell, and they know then that that was about the time. And that's what they found. They found those vases and those things under that portion of the wall where you'd expect to find it in the wealthy part of the city. I mean, you'd expect to find the best cars in the wealthiest part of town, wouldn't you, today? You'd find Porsches and Rolls Royces and Jaguars in the wealthier part of town. You wouldn't expect to find them in the very poor part of town, unless they've been stolen or something like that quite often. And that is the situation there. And then, of course, there's another one, shortly up, another big headline like this. The Bible is wrong because there's no such thing as the Hittite Empire. And this had big headlines, I remember it. And of course, people saw that. Bible is wrong twice, Bible is wrong. There was a number of other things which ultimately proved to be wrong. Those experts proved to be wrong. Because suddenly, some guy digging in Anatolia up there found, that is in Turkey, they found the huge Hittite city. And it was a massive empire, as big as, or even bigger than the Assyrian Empire. and it had 40,000 clay tablets, whereas the Assyrian Empire only had 20 in their capital. So they recorded everything for their time on these clay tablets. So they found all that. But you see, when those things were found, and they were proven wrong, they didn't put it in headlines like that. I saw it in a little column that high on about the 40th page under a whole pile of advertising at the bottom of the page. Nobody saw it. I just happened to see it. And this goes on all the time. And I'll watch the lies and deceits that are told. For instance, we've never found the Exodus. We know where the Exodus was. It was in the city of Avarice. Avarice, that's where it was. And they've got the seals of the various people involved. We found the chariot wheels. We found everything. But nobody said. I mean, the people who are digging in the dirt of the ground are very frustrated. I mean, just in one area alone, they've found over 1,000 reference points to the Bible. And that's in the last 4 years. Never mind what's gone on the last couple of centuries while they've been doing all this. But it's not publicized. And the churches certainly are not doing their job. So consequently, this message that Dawkins and a whole lot of other people are putting out, and as you read the other day, Bible is flawed history. What is flawed about it? I don't find it flawed at all. I mean, I've been studying history since about the age of, gosh, I'm just thinking now, I think I remember being absolutely passionate in Standard 2, and I was just thinking back at Standard Class 1, Class 2, Standard 1, Standard 2, that's 4 years, from 6, so it's 10, so about 10. So I've been passionate about history all that time. I'm 66, that's 56 years. And I can tell you that even science reporters who've written books on these things, who are complete atheists, have to say, saying, this is about 10 years ago, I've got this book, it's somewhere in my bookcase here. And they say, even then, that, you know, everything that's in the Bible that has been looked at has been found. What is flawed about that? What is flawed are these men who make their names from telling lies about this. That is what I find flawed. They're liars, and I don't mind saying so. The next time you see the flawed history, please understand, the Bible told us that, for instance, that the Pleiades were gravitationally attracted. Gosh, how did it know that? It got it right. How did it know that there were smirkers at the bottom of the sea? We call them smirkers. The Bible calls them fountains of the deep, but they'd rather take poison than call them fountains, because that's a biblical term for these things at the bottom of the sea, where they found other life forms. And they only found that 30 years ago. Yet the Bible had that information 2,000, 3,000 years ago. What about quarantine? Quarantine is something that we only found in the Middle Ages, when everybody was dying of all these terrible diseases, and we only found quarantine. Yet go back, in Exodus, you see Moses, he was told to put people out who were ill and keep them outside the camp for so long to keep them away from the people. Quarantine, the principle of quarantine. So Isaac Newton, who spent 2/3 of his life studying the Bible, had a look at, found diffusion of light. That was in the Bible, through the prism. And also he found gravity. Well, the Bible certainly mentions gravity, because it's talking about the gravitational attraction of the Pleiades. So please understand, there's a lot of people who've got an axe to grind, and we call them enemies. They are enemies of the truth. And when I talk about the truth, there's a lot more. There's a very short period of time. I just said, visit that site there. That site there is only possible because of this excellent organization called YouTube, and the stuff that they've allowed people to put out free. I mean, to me, it's an amazing situation. Thank you very much.